Hi, hello, how are you? My name's Randy and we're gonna do a beginner-friendly, chunky patchwork, I almost said cardigan, patchwork scarf. Now, I did a patch football sweater. I have not blocked it yet. It's been like 2 weeks. I just haven't had time. But I have a ton of yarn left over. And I wanted something to do with it, so I figured what would be better than a scarf, because this will be a very cozy and comfy scarf. We have outdoor things we do. I love to go for walks on my days off, and it's getting chilly, it's getting cold outside, which I love, but I feel like a really warm scarf is exactly what I need. So this is all Woolies yarn. This is the Thick and Quick yarn. We can look at all the specs right here. This is a wool blend, in case you were wondering. It's a kind of a lie. It says Woolies and it's only 10% wool, but that's fine. I kind of have varying amounts of each color, but that's okay. I am gonna try my best to, I don't know, I haven't decided. Should we do different sizes or not? I haven't decided. We'll see as we go along. I do have the most of this, of course, which I do have some extra of this, and I'll have extra of this. We will be making tassels on this. I'm talking too much. This should be a relatively quick tutorial for you, especially if you're newer, but I'll be using 9mm hook. I lost my crochet needle, here it is. You'll need this to assemble your pieces together. And yeah, it should be relatively easy, so let's go ahead and get started. All right, so for my personal scarf, I'm using 4 colors. I'm gonna make 5 panels because I want my scarf to be a little bit longer. If you want yours to be a little shorter, you could do 4. If you want yours to be longer, you can make it even longer. You can use as many colors as you like. So once you get your colors, you get your yarn, we shall get started. So I'm gonna have one of my tails be short because I don't really need the 2 tails. And then my other tail is gonna be long. And I'm gonna do a starting chain of 15. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and you want your starting chain be nice and loose, don't do it too tight. And we're gonna do half double. So I'm gonna skip this first loop here, because this does not count as a loop, so we're gonna skip this one, go into this one, pull through. I'll have 3 loops on, then pull all the way through. So for half double, we'll add another layer, pull through. We're gonna have 14 stitches in our row. So we're just gonna go all the way across doing our half double stitch. Once again, don't do it too tight. When I was starting out, I always did all my stitches way too tight, and especially with like scarves, clothing and stuff, you can do your stitches loose and make it more comfortable to crochet. So we're gonna keep doing all the way across. This is what it looks like so far with the half double. If you prefer, you can do a single or a double crochet, or even a completely different stitch. I'm very basic with my stitches. I use a lot of single and a lot of half double. All right, we're to the end. So then 14 here. So we got all of our stitches, and I'm going to flip my work and loop over, then go into the first one, go all the way across again, and it will still be 14 stitches. And this is row 2. So I'm going to do 20 rows of this. Each one is a row, and I'll do 20 rows in total of 14 half double stitches. Once you do all 20 rows, we're going to give this a bit of a tail here. So we have yarn to weave the two pieces together. We're gonna pull that through and then you are done with the first. And like I said, I am doing 5 panels. So I did all 5. I did 2 of the cream, and then I did an orange, like maroon, and a brown. And you just want to kind of like decide how you want yours. So I'm gonna do orange on one end, then white, then a brown, then another cream, then the red, and we will next weave all of these together. All right, so here is what we are going to have it kind of look like when we weave it together. So it's kind of nice and even and smooth. So I'm going to take my yarn needle and get my yarn into here if it wants to cooperate. Nope, that did not work for me. This yarn is definitely a little difficult to get in there. Here we go. So I have my yarn, and I'm just going to take it, going to match up our ends, and I'm just going to go from one side to the other. You can see each one kind of has like the little loops. I'm just gonna weave the loops together every time. So I did it for this one. Then I'm gonna start through my bottom, which is orange, pull through, then go through the top loop. So I get this kind of like line, and then I'm gonna weave through the back of the next orange piece, all the way through into the top piece here. Keep showing you. So through the back of the bottom, then through the front of the top. You can see we have kind of like our pieces that line up very nicely. As you go across, you just line everyone up all the way down. So back through the back, oops, through the back, then through the front of the top. And we should get nice, even, straight lines all the way across, and you're just going to do that all the way across, and then you're going to do the same for this one, the same for the next one, and then we're already attached. Once all your pieces are attached, this is completely optional. You can also do tassels, you can also leave it plain. But I am going to do a very simple like scallop style stitch here. So I'm going to make a slip knot, and I'm going to attach my yarn to the end. You can also use whichever color you want. I'm just going to use orange, and then on the other side I'm going to use the maroon color to kind of blend in. So I attached my yarn to my very end here. You can see this is my, or I guess this is technically my first or last stitch, whichever way you want to look at it. And I'm going to skip, then pull my yarn through. So I have my yarn in, and then I'm going to skip the first 2 and then do a, oops, if I can do it correctly, I'm going to do a double stitch. So I'm going to pull my yarn through, then like that. I'm going to go again into that same one. So I have 3 on, pull through the first 2, then pull through again, go into it another time, pull my yarn through, pull it through the first 2, and in. So I kind of have, as you can see, a rounded edge. Then I'm just going to do a single stitch into the next. So I kind of have a nice little scalloped hem. And then I'm going to skip 1, 2. I'm going to go into the third one and do a double stitch again, and then a second double stitch, and then a third double stitch. And then I'm going to do a single stitch, And then I'm gonna skip 1, 2, go into this one, do a double stitch, another double stitch, oops, if I can get it all the way through, there we go, and a last double stitch, and then a single stitch on the end. So then we kind of have this little, like, very, like, faint scalloped hem. I figured it would just add like a little something extra to it. I'm gonna do a second single stitch, just kind of tie that off. And I don't need a lot of yarn, so I'm gonna pull it through and tie it off. This is just, like I said, just a fun, like, subtle way to make it a little bit different, give it a little extra detailing. So now I'm gonna do the maroon color. I'm once again going to make a slip knot. I'm gonna go into my very last stitch here, pull my slip that knot through. It's gonna be a little harder to see on this one, but I pull my slip knot through. I'm gonna skip 1 stitch, 2 stitches, go into the third and do a double stitch, and I'm gonna go into there 3 times, and then go into the one right next to it and do a single stitch, then skip 2, go into the third one and do 3 double stitches. 1, 2, and 3, and then go into the stitch right next to it with a single stitch, then skip 2 and do 3 again. 3 double stitches, and then I'm just going to finish this off by doing a couple single stitches just so it's evened out. And there we go. It's, like I said, a little harder to see on the darker one, but just a very nice subtle scalloped hem to give it a little character, a little something extra. And once you weave your ends in, you are done with your scarf. I am definitely one of those people who is terrible about weaving my ends in, but here is my scarf. Like I said, it's nice and chunky and cozy. I am gonna steam it to kind of relax it since it is this thicker yarn. You can also block it if you prefer or don't have a steamer, but there are the scalloped edges. But yeah, this is super simple. I would say it's definitely a beginner friendly scarf. It doesn't take very long either. I think this took me maybe 2 hours, if that. So it's pretty quick and easy to throw together. This is a great gift for somebody, especially if you're starting out. I like to give crochet gifts. I know it's controversial. Some people are like, it's not worth your time to sit there and make gifts for people, but I truly think it is. I think it's just something special, and whether they appreciate it or not is on them, not on you. So yeah, but here is the scarf. I hope you guys enjoyed this, and if you did, just definitely let me know down below, and definitely hang out and stay around for more crochet tutorials. Check out my Instagram, and I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Bye.